everybody, Ricky Tiki Tabby here. Today we're going to be doing a startup for the F-5 Tiger 2 and DCS. Let's go ahead and close the canopy. You'll do that with the Control C, or there's the lever right down here on the right. Close the canopy there. The engine startup for this is pretty simple, so let's get right into it, and then we're just going to kind of work our way from right to left around the cockpit, double checking all of our systems. So let's start by turning on the main battery right here, and we're going to turn on the left generator and the right generator. Then we're going to move up from that to here. We're going to turn on our boost pumps left and right. Alright, from this position we are pretty much set to begin startup. So let's kill that caution light there, and we're going to have to contact the ground crew, and you're going to need to essentially have them connect the ground air supply. So let's
Chief,
connect
ground
that.
air supply.
And what it's going to do is it's basically going to force air into
Copy.
the engines.
Ground air supply is now connected.
So we got the air supply connected. We're going to start just like most other NATO type aircraft. Left engine first, then the right engine. The left engine needs the air supply to start, and the right engine can use either the air supply or the left engine. I believe that's for an in-flight startup. So let's go ahead and we're going to contact the ground crew one more time, and we're going to have them apply the air, and then
Chief,
apply to the
ground
left
air
engine.
supply.
Apply to the left
Copy.
engine. You'll see it right here.
Air is now applied.
That's going to get up to about 15% or so, and then once that's set, we will be good to start the left engine. Yep, so if we look right down here on our left, we've got the engine start switches here. So we're going to hit the left one first. Whenever we hit that, you're going to kind of see the fuel pressure go up, and you're going to have to hold these buttons for just a second. We're going to hit and hold that, and then to start that engine, we're going to press right Alt Home. And you'll see the left engine starting up, and you'll see the fuel flow is working on that now. So that should be started up here very soon, and then essentially we're going to rinse and repeat. We're going to do the same for the right engine as well. Alright, looks like the left engine is started. We're good to go. So let's contact our ground crew again, and we're going to have them apply one more time, and they're just automatically
Apply ground
apply
air
it
supply.
to the right engine. You'll see that.
Copy.
You'll see
Air is now applied.
there we go. Same thing on the right engine start button. We're going to press and hold that for just a second. Got the fuel going there. We're going to press right shift home, and that's going to start that engine up. So if I'm not mistaken, fuel is a little imbalanced in the Tiger. I don't think there's anything you can do about that, but you've got the auto balance here. You can swap this to left low, and I'm pretty sure that once the tanks are balanced out, that's going to swap back to its auto balance, to its original setting. I don't know how important that is, or even if it's modeled in the game, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. We've also got down here, let's take a look, we have our instrument lights. We got floodlight here. We're going to turn on our instrument panel lights. We're going to turn on our engine engine instruments and our consoles. And then right here you've got your exterior navigation lights, your formation lights, and then you have your beacon or your anti-collision lights there. And if you follow up, we've also got a fuel flow system here for your oxygen regulator. This is not modeled in the game, but you can turn that on if you like. There you go. The same with the anti-icing for the cockpit. You can turn that on as well. Again, I don't think that's going to have an effect on anything. got our RWR, our radar warning receiver right here. You can power that up. And then moving along the left, you can, for all intents and purposes, ignore your weapons panel, but here's your weapon selections panel. Here are your taxi lights. We're going to go ahead and turn those on. There we go. We'll get those on as well. And here at these are a little weird to find, but here are your arms light control for that. And then right underneath your HUD, I believe, is your center console light. So if we look down here to our left, we have a couple of things. We've got our pitch and yaw SAS dampers. These are going to need to be on. These are essentially stability controls. So we're going to go ahead and get those on. We've got our countermeasures. We'll turn those on to single. And we're going to set our radar to standby, and it'll be cooking up here. Now the radar, interesting enough, you can put it on standby when you're on the ground. That's fine, as long as you're not planning on sitting on it, right? So if it's on for any longer than 10 or 15 minutes on standby while you're on the ground, it's going to burn up. So don't cook your radar while you're sitting on the ground on the taxiway. Also, last but not least, you've got this little gray switch right here on the basically bottom of your throttle. This is your auto flap system. We're going to essentially left click this twice to its back position, and that's going to set our auto flaps. And that's it. We're good to go as far as takeoff is concerned, or taxiing. We're going to taxi out to the runway, and there's a couple of things that we're going to take a look at. Nose wheel steering is a little squishy, so as we're rolling here.
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing? It's because I forgot to have them disconnect the air supply. We're going to taxi out. It is a little squishy, so we're going to hold your nose wheel steering button as you taxi. We're just going to roll out here. The F-5 is a really cool bird. It flies well. I like it that it's got some sophisticated systems, but at the same time, it's not, it's very hands-on. It's not fly-by-wire. The A-10 and the Mirage and some of those, they're really cool, but they also end up flying themselves a lot of times, with minimal pilot input. Let's taxi out here. We've got a couple of stuff on our instrument panel down there. We'll take care of that though before takeoff. So here we go. We're almost out on the taxiway. So the first thing we're going to do out there is we're going to trim our plane up. I do not currently have a loadout on this plane, but for heavy loads, really for any load, you've got to trim your plane prior to takeoff, and that sounds a little weird, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let's get out on the taxiway, on the runway, and we'll stop. Alright. So if you look here, and it's just your regular trim, like you trim your plane out. Let's zoom in there and take a look. You've got your pitch trim. This needs to be trimmed up. So let's say I had, a bunch of Mark 82s on here, and the loadout doesn't even have to be that heavy, but let's just say I had a bunch of Mark 82s. If I tried to take off in my current configuration, what would happen is I would not get enough lift. My flaps are set over there, but I would not get enough lift, and a lot of times that will end in, disaster. You're going to smash into the runway is your best, or you just have a failure to take off and you're going to run off the other side. So what we'll do at the start is we're going to trim this all the way up. We're going to trim it to about 6 or 7. There is an exact number that you should trim it to. I don't know what that is. I trim it to somewhere in there, 5, 6, 7. And that should get you set to take off in pretty much any conditions. another thing we've got here is we've got our hydraulic nose wheel. We're gonna raise up. I'm actually going to hit the switch, and I'm gonna hit to a third person so you can take a look at the plane lifting up on its front wheel. So another thing we're gonna need to check is we need to check our boards or our air brakes. They are currently deployed. They start deployed, so make sure you get those in. And if you want to know what those look like, we'll swap out and I'll show you those as well. So that's it. We're pretty much good to run it up and take off. So I'm gonna do a quick takeoff. I'm gonna fly around a bit. And, thanks for watching. Have a good one.